Hello, my name is Grace Oguda and welcome to Balanced Woman. Today we have the honor of having Dr. Catherine Nyongesa, a radiation oncologist and physician. She is the founder and CEO of Texas Cancer Center in Nairobi, Kenya. She is also the first woman radiation oncologist in Kenya. She is the clinical physician at Kenyatta National Hospital and also an honorary lecturer at University of Nairobi. Welcome, Dr. Nyongesa, and thank you so much for showing us around. What you've built here is absolutely phenomenal. All I can say is wow, wow, wow. And you've built it in your lifetime. It's not been built from past generations. We are seeing excellence, we are seeing resilience, we are seeing determination. How did you conceive the idea to start a hospital, and what motivated you to do it?
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I don't take it for granted. I feel honored to be given this platform just to share my story. And what inspired me, I think it's when I was joining high school. I joined. My dad told me, Kathy, I want you to be a doctor. But then when I reached high school, after finishing Form 4, I kind of tried to change my mind, but my science teacher told me, you are going to become a doctor. So based on that, you see, I decided, okay, I'll be a doctor because I was performing well. And after attaining my degree in medicine, then going overseas for studies in oncology, it has given me an opportunity to see some of the gaps in healthcare, especially cancer care. And one of the people that went through this journey is my own sister. As a medical student, I really struggled with her to ensure that she gets timely treatment. And I thank God for all the doctors that supported her. She's now okay. She got cured of her cancer. So I realized because of this gap, somebody has also to fill it. And it takes a village. And I thought I wanted to be part of that village to make a difference in cancer patients' care. And when I completed my master's in oncology, I decided this is a good opportunity to continue being part of the community. I'll be counted. What have you done? And from there, approached banks, talked to friends, and the cancer center idea was conceived. It was built. And as you were saying, you conceive a baby, push out. Okay, the baby, before they run, they have to go through some steps, baby steps, crawling, walking, finally running, and they all stumble and fall at one point in time. So I've also gone through those challenges of stumbling and falling, get up again. But I'm happy that I've managed to be part of the community in bridging the care gap in cancer. I've seen thousands of patients get treatment. And there are many who God has healed them. And I am proud of that and think that is part of my story.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. And as you're saying, I think, and I hear you saying vision there, and with every vision, there has to be, what can I say, steps that have been taken to get there.
Yeah.
It's not always easy. But then in terms of, let's say, for those who have a vision and they're working towards it, there's a fantastic book that I love that says, without vision, the people perish. But then also with that vision, we have a duty to take steps towards the things that, as you're saying, those things that are in our hearts, those babies that we have inside to birth out. For somebody who has a vision and maybe they're struggling a bit to kind of execute that vision, what kind of advice would you say to them, or the steps they can take to see that come to fruition?
So, one, they should know that it's not easy, but with the determination, hard work, perseverance, being available, and being able. You can be available, but maybe you're drunk. You're not able to do anything. So all those things, they count. And make most of your youth work for you. When you're still energetic, you can commit, you can study hard. Because you're competing against so many people in your hometown, in the country, overseas. You're an international, always think you're an international person. And with that determination and hard work and commitment, because people will judge you. So if you show commitment and you can deliver, you'll form a very good network. And that network is what will build you. Not the money, not anything, but it's the network. In fact, they always say that the wealth is in people. So get to network, build a good name. Let them know that if I send this person, this doctor, I'm sure she will do the work. And go and do it. Don't cut corners. With that, you can do it.
And with, as you're saying, being available, I think that's very important, and with kind of coming to build Texas Campus, I'm saying what you've built here is amazing. Just walking through, I was actually having goosebumps. I was like, this woman has built this, in the middle of Nairobi. What were some of the challenges you experienced through that building phase? And then how did you overcome them? So maybe one challenge that you faced, how did you overcome them? And you've talked about network, which I think is very important as well. I think it's something I'm now working on. I was just saying to the team that I don't think I'm a very good networker, but now I'm trying to pay attention and try and do that. But if you can share maybe one or two challenges you experienced through this process and how you overcame that.
Okay. So one was just coming to site. It was invested by street boys. They actually used to stay here. They had built a house there. So we had to work out, negotiate with them that, okay, this is now private property and we want to construct. Myself, I'm a medical doctor. So I had never gone into construction, but I had done a little renovations of my house, which I had mortgaged in Komarok. That's where I used to stay. So coming to have to buy this land, I had to sell my house in Komarok, and then now get into construction. So I had to know how to read plans, construction plans, which I had no idea. But now I had to learn how to read, how to design, because the architects can only build what you want. No, you have to tell them. They don't know your vision. So you tell them, you explain, you come change, you go back, you draw, and you change again. Sometimes they're on the ground, they've hit the ground constructing, and still you come and say, no, I want this to move here, this to change. So all those I had to learn through the hard way, that you had to be hands-on. Also another challenge when we ground broke the foundation, we found that there was a lot of black cotton soil. Now I had to learn about black cotton soil. That's not good for construction, so you have to cut it away. And now the excavation was deeper. Apparently, this place people used to dump. From construction site, they get the black cotton, they dump. So it had formed a very loose layer of that soil. So cutting away costs more. Then another challenge was the financials. You're going to ground and you don't have money, but you're saying yes. But I learned something. It's like even building your own house. When they draw for you a drawing, they give you the bill of quantity, they tell you the amount of money. If you look at it, you'll never construct.
Yeah.
But when you hit the ground and you just do one baby step at a time, you'll be amazed that you can actually construct a whole house and finish. The way I started this phase, done phase 1, phase 2. So I had to do it in phases, and hoping in future we'll continue to other phases.
Oh, wow. And I like that takes baby steps. And I think sometimes we are trying to, we see the entire vision, we're trying to run, not kind of take those little baby steps. It's taking the first step and then finding out the second step and the third step.
In fact, it makes you save more. Yeah. Otherwise, you say, I'm waiting, I want to collect enough money to build my house, my dream home. You will never reach there. But when you start kidogo, you find everything is pushing you. You are reorganizing your resources. You are borrowing here, cutting cost here, just to put in that vision.
Wow. Thank you. And also, like in the journey of, as you're saying, you had to learn a lot. And I think any business owner or visionary, you always have to learn every area of your business.
True.
And I think that's, as you're just emphasizing or echoing, that is key to success. You need to know every area of your business.
Definitely.
And you're coming back to availability. But in your journey as a founder, what role did mentorship or guidance from other professionals play, and how did it impact your success? Were there mentors that you looked up to, and did that impact your success?
So one of my mentors was my mom. You've talked about balanced woman. So she was illiterate. She actually dropped out of class 5, and the only word she could write was just one word. So, and she still managed to raise me as a teenage mother, no job, nothing. So she built some resilience in me and encouragement, and just telling me, if I had an opportunity, I'll go back to school. You know that word, if I had an opportunity, I'll go back to school. And here I am, I have an opportunity. Why not go to school? So she's also my role model, and she ensured I go to school despite all those challenges. I'm sent away home, I don't have school fees, but she was always there for me doing some short jobs. So she's my mentor in terms of just building like stamina, that stamina to try and persevere, even in the lowest moments, and patience, humility. She always told me, anybody who is older than you, either is your father or your mother, your grandmother, your age mates are your brothers and sisters. So that one, she helped me like to cope. Another mentor were maybe my lecturers at the university. They showed me, I could see how they work, and they used to call upon me to assist in their clinics when I qualified to become a medical doctor. Another mentor was Dr. Chola. He's in Komarok. He had a clinic, and I learned a lot from him, how to build a successful practice. I used to work for him, and that is one of them. And the rest, really, I could go around in the hospitals when I have an opportunity. I just see what is happening, and I say, why not? So I cannot like pinpoint a mentor per se in those areas, but even just seeing is already mentorship enough. Listening and observing. Keep observing. You go to a hospital, you observe something, you learn, you take away. So it is much more than even just somebody there telling you about things, but you see for yourself and you have to figure it out.
And that's I think observation, I think that's quite important, to be present and actually be aware of your environment, what's happening, what are the opportunities available, and engaging. But also, as I was saying, like I look to you, and I was, one of the things that is so special also that caught my attention, I was looking like, this lady is first and foremost a wonderful creation of God. And then you are a wife, you are a mother, you are a CEO. And just those aspects, as women, we wear so many hats. And then trying to balance those hats. And I always say that whatever God gives you to carry, He also gives you the grace to carry it well. So in terms of work-life balance, how have you managed to navigate that and make it work harmoniously for you to be able to just carry that as you go through your career and also as a mother and as a wife? What are the tips you can give us in working how to balance those?
Yeah, so I think just even from my upbringing, I had to learn that balancing act. And I think I've lived so many lives. I just thank God for that opportunity. The life of from nothing to the life of you have something. It's not easy. Over 50 years on this earth, I just thank God for that. And I have had an opportunity to experience a lot. And that has helped me balance. One, when I was growing up, I had to take up leadership position very early in my age. Because my mother, I'm the firstborn. So she had a series of children, 10 of them. So they all looked up on me, like I wake up in the morning, I have to go to fetch water in the river, I have to come back, make breakfast for them, warm water. Because if I put out cold water for them to take a bath outside, they don't want the cold water. So I could warm water. I've made breakfast, wash the things, then we rush off to school. And then at lunchtime, my mom always she didn't want to cook for us. She let me do the chores. So I come back, I cook lunch quickly, I make them sure they eat. I send some to the river to fetch water. They come, we eat. I wash the utensils, go back to school until evening. So that helped me to learn that you are supposed to work-life balance. If I'm undertaking education, I have to perform well. I come home, I have to help my mom with the house chores, like that, and I have to support my siblings because I'm their role model. So that built some stamina in me. Come to going to high school, I did not have school fees, but I did not want to be depressed and not study hard. I wanted to prove that, yes, I can study hard and I can get a well-wisher to pay my fees. Even my own friends in school, they collected money, they fundraised to make sure I stay in school. So that already told me that balancing is very good. Don't say, oh, I don't have, my parents cannot afford, so you don't perform well. You just have to show, you have to prove that you are up to the task. Then in my profession, I've gone through a lot of challenges in trying to balance. Sometimes some things give in, but always if you pray, and there are certain things in life that God can give you to help you balance out. Number one, you always pray for good health. You may want to balance, but you are sick, you are not able. So pray that God gives you good health. And then just being available and showing up. In all this work-life balance, you must show up. I have to show up at home. Yes, I am here. I'm ready for you. I'm supporting my children. My husband is there. At work, I have to show up because I have employees depending on me. Then in the patients are there. I have to show up. Despite, let me crawl maybe to bed after I have shown up in all these places. Yeah. And that helps me. I go to bed at peace. But yes, I showed up. I have balanced one or two. And now I'm ready to retire to bed, ready for the next day. Otherwise, if you don't show up, then you let some things going bad and people will keep calling you or you did not come in. Sometimes it's better late than never. So I try to show up even if it's late. If I have a patient admitted in another hospital, I have to go. Even if it's at 10, midnight, at least I show up. I see them. I'm happy. I've reassured them. They're in good hands. They're in safe hands. Then I proceed to another level.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And I like that at the center of it, you're saying praying as well. It's important to get that strength. And I think also that gives direction,
Definitely,
to help us navigate the complexities of life. But what is such an encouragement as well is when you talk about your background, and it's, yes, you can, because it's not like you are handed everything on a silver platter, because it's easy for us to come here and assume, everything was handed on a simple platter. But what we are saying is, it doesn't matter what background you're from. It doesn't matter what the starting point is. It's a matter of, there's some principles in life. And one thing you keep on saying is showing up, being available. And those two things, and being available and what needs to be done at that point, because it's inconvenience, but then with time, you're building something. You've built a legacy here that any young lady who's watching, the encouragement is like, they can relate. I feel like anybody from any background can relate and see what is possible. And on a daily basis, what motivates you to continue work in the healthcare sector and to contribute to your community? What is that motivating factor for you?
So I think just making a difference in somebody's life, a positive impact, is what motivates me. Yeah. Maybe I treated your mother, your father, your auntie, your friend, and they had a better quality of life, or they got cured of the cancer. When I hear those positive stories, in fact, like yesterday I met a patient who was like, you treated family friends sometime back and they are okay. I tell her, now you've made my day. In fact, my day is finished. I think I just take my bag and go. I've had a positive feedback. So that's what keeps me going and motivates me. Sometimes even music. I look at musicians. They motivate me because they are always releasing. They are working on their brand every day. Like, say Diamond. He will release a song this month. Next month, there's another one. Or Zochi. We're always looking out for more. And if they release a hit and step back, they know their career is finished. So I always want to work like those musicians. They're always trying to work hard, reinventing, building their brands, improving on their brands. Every day we're looking out for something new. And also that's a big motivation to me.
Oh, nice. And just not being, because I think sometimes we think we've reached somewhere, then the complacency comes in. But then as long as we are alive, let's push for the best.
You have to keep pushing the boundaries.
And I was actually thinking of Diamond the other day. I'm like, how many songs? I think it's yesterday I was in the Matatu and he was playing. I say, how many songs has Diamond released?
I know. And then, you're like, play them. You get bored. You want something new. So I'm always like, watching out. What is he releasing now? I can listen. And I mean, the girl like Zuchu, she's just, she's pushing the envelope. So it's a motivation. Like, even you, whatever field you are in, don't become content with where you are. Keep on. Because competition will come in. People are also struggling in their own way. So if you come and get relaxed and stay there, you never progress. You find you are going down and your friends are moving up. So always try to move up, see what is in the market, how can you improve on yourself. And it's always not about money. It's really about making a difference in your society and building a positive legacy that you can leave behind and impact people.
I feel like I have to say amen at the end of that. And, just as a woman in a leadership role, I think that already comes with a lot of challenges. And you are I was just reading your profile, and you're the first woman radiation oncologist in Kenya. And with just being in a leadership role as a woman, what are the challenges that have come with that? Because as I was saying, when you entered the room lit up, but you're very humble, you just walk in, and I was like, whoa, this is a firecracker. What she's achieved, but still very humble. So as a woman in a leadership role, what are the challenges? Because you're groundbreaking, I think it's different. You're breaking ground, and that's not an easy thing to do. And also, are there opportunities? So what are the advantages you found? What are the pushbacks that you have found as a woman who is in leadership?
Yeah, it comes with advantages. Like, for example, you tend to get a softer landing being a woman. Yeah, but there are challenges, quite a fair range of challenges that people really don't know what you are going through. There's a lot behind the curtains. You go through relationship issues, parenting issues. You want to raise your child to be like me or better, but it doesn't happen like that. There are those who really they take a totally opposite direction. Yeah, so you are constantly learning, how do I raise this youngster? Then also, as you grow in your career, some people are not happy. Yeah, jealousy. It's natural, but it can wear you down. Negative publicity has been a big challenge. Yeah, and still at the end of it all, with all these problems we are going through, even financial, they'll hit you. You're still supposed to show up in a brighter face, in a stronger person. And sometimes you're like, you want to crash, you're crumbling, you even want this ground to open. You just disappear. You don't want people to. So it happens. I've gone through all that. You go through mental issues, need support. But the opportunity I've also had is that just having friends you can talk to. My siblings, I also talk to them. In fact, they really keep me grounded, but not all of them. They're all not selected. I don't know, nature. Yeah, they help share with them that I'm having this and this thing. They advise you, even on marital issues. Some are not even married, but they're very good advisors. Yeah. So those are the things I've gone through. But all in all, I've found very people ahead of me, because it was a field dominated mainly by men. I found them to be very receptive, accepting me in this new field, encouraging me. And that's what has really propelled me to this height. Yeah, and I thank God so far, despite all those ups and downs. Yeah, I'm happy that I have come this far.
And when you're talking about it, I think with Balanced Woman at the beginning of this year, I was so overwhelmed, and I think they're shutting everything down. As I have a few people who are saying, "Grace, take it easy," because I just felt like we are pushing, but things are not happening. And as you said, you're trying to relationship logistics, and then you're trying the children logistics, and it can be quite overwhelming. But I think having a support system, as you're saying, is helpful, because I think without support system, we wouldn't be having this interview here. Truly, I would have thrown in the towel. But I think just maybe now coming to the end and asking, what advice would you have to young women who are aspiring for greatness, aspiring to scale heights in different industries? What advice would you give them? Because I feel quite inspired just having this interview. I think I feel they say iron sharpens iron. I feel a new revive kind of, because I think sometimes it's interesting. We know that the journey is hard, but just hearing from you, I might have my assumptions, but then when you're just talking about your background, I'm like, okay, Grace, we are complaining here, but let's not over complain, because we can push through. There is no really excuse as long as you have strength and life and health. So what advice for a young girl who's watching, who wants to scale heights, who wants to do groundbreaking things, what advice would you give her?
I think as young as you are, you need to do more in your youthful years, because that is your foundation. They say charity begins at home. So anything you do in your youth will support you when you are of my age. You have to work hard. You have to respect your parents. You have to respect your teachers. And know that you can make it. You work like you are being watched all over. Anything you do, just assume maybe your mother is, you are in a space on your own, you've been given a task. Maybe it's homework. Just assume that teacher is watching virtually, or your mom or your dad is watching, or your big sister, your big brother is watching. They are in the room. Feel that big brother presence in the room, and do to your best of ability. Put in all, and it will cumulatively help you in your future years. That you are like building bridges. You are trying to combine dots. Every step in life is a dot. It's a dot. So pick as more dots or bridges as possible, so that you can build a bigger bridge in future, or a bigger road in future, because life is a journey. And sometimes you may encounter a lot of challenges, but that's not the end of life or end of the road. There's still opportunities. So, and those challenges should make you even stronger. You know how to avoid them in future. You learn from them and not fall from them.
Thank you so much. I want to say, on behalf of the world, thank you for the work you do.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. It hasn't been said, you are appreciated. And personally, as Grace, you have impacted me. There are areas, even just watching you, there are areas that I might have felt a little bit discouraged, but I've watched you and felt encouraged and felt that kind of strength to push through. So thank you so much again, Dr. Nyongesa, for also allowing us to be here, for taking your time to be with us. God bless you. And the work you are doing, we pray that the Lord will continue to increase it. And the legacy that you're living is a blessing, not just for us, but for the generations to come. Thank you so much.
And thank you for having me. Thank you so much. I'm really honored, humbled for this opportunity. And may the Lord also bless you, bless your family, and bless the crew that you brought here to Texas Cancer Center.
Thank you so much. And with that, we have come to the end of this amazing interview with Dr. Nyongesa. Be inspired, be uplifted, and you've had to push through. Do what the Lord has placed in your heart, and do it with diligence, do it with determination. It's not easy, but it's worth it. God bless you.